Hello everyone, it is Doc Hitchcock, and today I'm going to be doing a non-spoiler review of the TIC Vault by Arc Puzzles. Alright, so just to remind you, I am now trying this new thing out where I do videos that are non-spoiler reviews separate from the solve videos, so that people who are interested in whether they want to buy a puzzle or want to hear more about a puzzle or see how much I liked a puzzle can get that information without being afraid that they're going to spoil it in case they want to later solve the puzzles themselves. And so if you want to see the puzzle solved, check out this video here where I solve the video or I solve the puzzle, and we'll move forward with the non-spoiler review right now. So just to remind everybody, I do 5 scores in my reviews. The first is presentation, functionality, ease of solve, satisfaction, or the how satisfied was I with the solve, and then there's the puzzle for price index, which is a overall score. Presentation wise, let's take a look at the puzzle. So this is a completely 3D printed puzzle. Well, I want to say completely, but of course there's some metal parts in here, we'll say. And so most of it's 3D printed. It is relatively hefty, but just by looking at it, it is a good looking puzzle. It's an intriguing puzzle. You see here that we know that there's a TIC component and we know there's a vault component. And by the description of the puzzle, we know there's sequential discovery components. And so by looking at it, you see you are intrigued just by looking at it, just by touching it. You can start to see some of the elements that are in there. So presentation wise, I will say, while it's not, super intricate, it is definitely for a 3D printed puzzle, it's got a really good presentation. I'm gonna give it probably, let's say a 9 out of 10. I'm not trying to be picky here. I'm just trying to say, we've got to reserve a little bit of room for those puzzles that just blow us away. We can't give everybody 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, still a brilliant puzzle. I always feel bad for taking any points off. I don't know why. Anyway, for functionality, this puzzle functions 10 out of 10, no sticky anything. It is a brilliant puzzle. Nothing broke, nothing felt like it was gonna break. Everything worked exactly as it was intended to. I was blown away at how solid this 3D plastic printed puzzle is. I don't know what he did, whether there's a certain setting he used or a certain filament he used. He probably designed it specifically so there was no pieces that could break easily or whatnot. I just gotta say, just the way it feels in the hand, all the pieces, the way all pieces feel in the hand, it's a super functional, solid puzzle, 10 out of 10. Ease of solve. So this is a toughie. I had never done a TIC puzzle before, and I have bought a couple more of his puzzles. That part of it, it's also sequential discovery, as we mentioned. And so I would say that the ease, though, is it's actually quite tricky. I actually had it at a puzzle party, or it was my birthday party a couple weeks ago, and I let it out for some people to solve, and there was 4 or 5 people trying to solve it within 3 or 4 hours, and they were pretty much going at it for a lot of the time. I was actually pretty shocked that they weren't like doing more, just mingling and stuff, but nobody could solve it. They got pretty far, but they weren't able to fully solve it. I would say this is a toughie. It was probably in the realm of an 8 out of 10, probably closer to 9 out of 10. If I can solve it without a nudge, I can't give it a 10 out of 10. There's certain puzzles that I can't solve without a nudge because a mechanism's sticky or something like that. And so those, I don't count, sticky mechanisms as to whether it's a difficult puzzle. But when it's, I really just think about the actual intended solve as far as the difficulty. And the intended solve here is actually, there's some tricky elements to it. There very much are. I will say the very first part of this puzzle took me a really long time, an embarrassingly long time to find, and it's an embarrassingly simple first step. And then satisfaction, 10 out of 10. This left me completely satisfied. There was no part of this where I was like, oh, that was obvious, or there's no part where I was like, that was a type of move that I just don't like. So I will say 10 out of 10 for satisfaction. And then for puzzle for price, 10 out of 10. No even questions. This was so affordable, somewhere close to a little over $200, brand new, right from the creator. And the level of solve, the satisfaction of the solve, the presentation and the quality of this and the functionality was spot on. Absolutely 10 out of 10. I would buy this again and again if I had the opportunity. So I love this puzzle. If you can get your hands on one of these, definitely do so. I recommend it so highly. It's one of the puzzles that I would say it is for people that don't have a high budget for puzzles. Even though I know a couple hundred, $200 to $300 is quite a bit of money to most people, I would say this is one that if you're gonna splurge on one like this. This is one of my favorite puzzles of 2022. So I would say, do it. Do it. And if you get it and you disagree with me, let me know. I won't buy it from you, but I'll help you to solve it on I'll help you to put it on one of the auction sites and help you get your money back or something. I'm sure somebody will buy it because these are great puzzles. Even if you don't like it, somebody else is gonna, because I love it. That's my review of the TIC Ball by Arc Puzzles. And I hope you like this new format of non-spoiler reviews. And until next time, I will see you later. Goodbye for now.